Hi, welcome to my page. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Okay, I am here once again with your disability rep at yourdisabilityrep.com, Roy Rickstrew. Good to see you again, Roy.
Likewise, Tom.
Want to remind you at the end of our little talk here, there's going to be a QR code, so you might want to have your phones ready. Okay, Roy, we've talked a little bit about things like this in the past, but it's time to maybe get a little more into the weeds. Doctor exams, the Social Security, what can you expect? Because sooner or later, you're going to be asked.
That's correct. A couple times ago we talked a little bit about the locations and how they may be on the weekends, or they may be at the utility company or a hotel or kind of exotic locations.
Yeah, someplace you go, why am I here?
Yeah, so today I want to talk about the exam itself.
Okay.
And there are a couple things here, and these seem pretty basic, but they're very important that this is what you get, because you want to make sure you get a fair shake out of this examination.
Right.
So first thing, a physical exam should last somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes.
Okay, that's being in the exam.
That's correct, being in the exam. Now, a lot of times clients will tell me that they filled out pre-examination questionnaires. It took 15, 20 minutes. They got 10 minutes with the doctor.
Yeah,
now, you should really get quite a bit of time with the physician who's doing the exam.
Yeah, okay.
It should be interactive. It shouldn't be one-sided. So, occasionally I'll get told the doctor wouldn't let me say anything. I couldn't verbalize my complaints. They rushed me through, and those things.
Well, you have a right to talk to the doctor.
That's
you
right.
ask questions and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and something I always tell my clients is, you're there to explain your condition. You're not there for them to pull it out of you. So you have to be very forthcoming, very raw about what day-to-day life looks like. That's hard for a lot of people, but doctors aren't going to go dig for this information. You've got to share.
Yes.
A few other things. They should talk with you about your past medical history, any surgical history, what medication you're taking. And they should also talk with you about your education, your work experience, maybe your family life. They need to establish some sort of a baseline for what your functioning was before the accident, injury, or ailment.
Okay, let's talk about a couple of these, past medical and surgeries. How far back are you talking? Because, some of us have had surgeries when we're children. We may not again until later. Do you want to go all the way as far back as you can?
Well, the answer to that is if it's still causing you some sort of a residual limitation, then yes.
Okay.
So, if you had a broken finger and they had to pin it 100 years ago, you may still have grip grasp issues, even though it was a childhood injury.
Right.
But if it's something that resolved, you had a hernia, you're all better, after the surgery, then it's not nearly as important.
All right, current limits and medications. Limits to your mobility,
limits
function.
to your mobility, your ability to get your household chores done, so laundry, dishes, traveling outside of the home, those sorts of things. Anything that kind of displays the problem that you have or highlights the limitation.
And maybe something that has developed since you might have been to a doctor?
Oh, sure,
Okay.
most definitely.
All right. Education, work history, past level of functioning.
Yep.
So that all rolls into what you're going to talk about, what you should talk about.
Right. Now, the exam itself should be what I used to call silly monkey tricks, right?
Yes.
Range of motion testing, stand on one foot, strength testing, and this isn't going to be anything real involved. It's going to be grab my fingers and squeeze.
Right.
There should be some sensation testing. Should take off your socks, your shoes, run a pinwheel or a fishing line up and down your leg.
Right.
Right, because they're looking for sensation loss. Gait and station, they should watch you walk, have you stand on one foot, maybe even hop or kneel. It kind of puts you through your paces for physical abilities.
Yeah. But simple things. You have to cover these things.
That's right.
Okay.
And then the last thing is, if you're going to, when to be alarmed. Well, if you don't see the doctor, and that happens from time to time. You see the aide or whoever helps you fill out the questionnaires, and you don't actually see the doctor or see him for a very little amount of time. If the doctor hurries you through, that's real important that you get this fair opportunity to explain yourself. Sometimes people tell me the doctors seem frustrated or put out or impatient with the person when they're trying to keep a schedule, they're trying to hurry up.
Sure.
Years ago, we went with a client to one of these examinations and it lasted 12 minutes. Honest to goodness, it lasted 12 minutes. And of course, we cried foul after the fact.
Okay.
But some of these horror stories are accurate.
All right.
So a couple things, if you're filing for disability, if you've been to one of these exams, you're worried you didn't get a fair shake, if you're frustrated with the process, give us a ring here at the Your Disability office. The 417-812-6698 rings to my desk, and I have time today.
Yeah, and there you see, free consultations, same-day appointments, yourdisabilityrep.com. There's the QR code. There's Roy right there. You'll be talking, you call that number, it goes to him
That's right.
right here at the Resource Center. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom.